I wanted to show you one of my favorite stretches. We show this to our adult athletes as well as our sport performance youth athletes. It's one of the most common things we see is that the hip flexor, iliopsoas muscle, as well as the quadriceps are tight. And when that happens, the best way that I could explain it to you is that it's like driving your car with a parking brake, right? Any athletic movement, whether it's jumping, sprinting, skating. I just got done training a hockey player. We need to achieve full hip extension. And when that iliopsoas is tight and short, it's a drag and a restriction as we try to extend up. So think of any kind of jumping movement or full striding out. We're trying to take this hip and extend it all the way back. And when we have trouble doing that, when we get resistance from doing that, from that tight muscle, it's the same thing as just driving with that parking brake pulled slightly. You feel that drag. So if you want your athletes to be faster, more explosive, this is a really simple tool to do. And the reason it's such a problem for the adults and the kids is just a lifestyle factor, right? We sit a ton as a society. So whether you're sitting in the car, you're sitting at your desk studying, or you're sitting at your desk at work all day, we tend to be in that shortened position. So a lot of times when people come in, they're doing some squats, they're doing some deadlifts, a bunch of lower body work. Their body's not used to those muscles getting worked. As they fatigue and as they recover, they're super tight, and then it ends up causing a little bit of pressure in the lower back. So if you're in low back pain or knee pain from quite tight quads and tight iliopsoas muscle, this one is going to be huge for you. And it's really, really simple. All you're going to do is find any kind of a bench, a box, a couch, and you're going to get your foot to hook onto the top and try to get your shin as vertical as possible. So pushing it back as far as you can is going to give you the most bang for your buck. What I'm looking for is for you to still be able to squeeze your butt cheeks together tight and keep your abs braced. So when we hyperextend to get into the stretch, we're actually not stretching it, we're kind of continuing to perpetuate that bad movement pattern where we have that anterior pelvic tilt that's really pulling and pinching on that lower back. We can lock the spine into neutral by squeezing the glutes and bringing that rib cage down. Now, once we push forward, now we're feeling that stretch directly on the hip flexor and the quad. So that's my little tip, is just to make sure that you're locked in, make sure your glutes are activated, and then you're gonna drive the hip forward and down. Then you can back off of it. You can go back and forth. You can hold for 30. You can do contract, relax. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it. We can even get into like the triplanar stretching where we push the hip side to side. So for starters, just get into that position and hold it. You want to spend about 2 minutes per side. If you have to break that up, that's totally fine. 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30. You can kind of go back and forth. They call this the couch stretch. One of the big CrossFit mobility gurus, Kelly Starrett, kind of popularized it. You can hang out here, watch TV or whatever if you're sitting at home. So it's one I try to get my boys doing right away and doing often. You do this every day for a couple weeks, you're going to notice a profound difference in, knee and low back pain, posture, and then for the athletes, explosiveness and speed and the ease of movement. So that's all I got for today. Hopefully that's helpful for you guys. Parents, check it out. Kids, check it out.